Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. So this is a kind of code explanation for the article that I have written on MongoDB. Like I have written an article on how to connect a MongoDB cloud database using Node.js. So this is the code explanation of the tutorial of my Medium article. So if you are still not connected with my Medium articles and with my YouTube channel, uh, I hope you can subscribe. I think you can subscribe and uh, give me some support as well, and also you can join my Medium profile as well. So I will provide the link in the description. So first of all, I should say that this is not a kind of like typical tutorial where like someone from A to Z this code everything like in a separate terminal like this how this const express something like this. So other junior developers can just follow through. So I thought to do a kind of separate kind of approach for this tutorial. So what I will do is like the code is there, like I don't think uh, retyping the code in front of you guys, it's a kind of waste of time. Like if we like provide more time on explaining the code, how this works and how you can learn to code like this and how you can go through the documentation to create a code like this, like that's really beneficial. That's what I thought throughout my journey in development. So that's why I thought of doing this kind of explanation. So all the code and how to do the steps, everything is written on my Medium article. So I have give the link in the description as I said. So if I go through the roughly at the beginning, what I did is like I created an empty folder, and if I show you the codes that I've npm codes, like I initiated the uh, I initiated npm package package.json file using npm init dash y, and then I installed these three packages, like these four packages: MongoDB, Express, course.env, and I saved it in the package.json. So that was the basic steps to do that. So I have explained the steps on my article. So and this is the final code of the database connected project. And other than that, I also installed nodemon. So I have added the code to npm install nodemon /g to install nodemon. So it gives a kind of easy experience to uh, code. Like after installing nodemon, what you can do is like on each time if we change the code like this, it automatically runs and runs our server.js file. So that's what happened in nodemon. So first of all, what I did is after creating this environment, after installing these packages and all, what I did is I created this. Okay, I created this one. I created this DB folder, and inside the DB I created this connection.js file. So this is what has happened inside this file. Like I will explain as much as I can, and also you can go through this documentation and learn to code by yourself. And I will explain what has happened in this code. So first of all, what we have done is we have required this package. So in VS Code, like if you go close to these uh, classes and import definitions, you can get in detail explanation. That's the best thing, like you can read, then that's how real developers do work. You can read these things and try out yourself as well. So in here what has happened is this is a class, like this is Mongo client is a class of this MongoDB package. So I thought of explaining in this way, like these are the things that are not, I don't think like any Node.js tutorial has explained like this. Like this is a class, like uh, this is a class taken from this MongoDB package, and this is uh, how the real database connections are stored in production level projects. Like we don't write the full database connection string in the code, so that it if we post it to GitHub, everyone can see it. Like if we want to change it, we have to do the changes in different places if it's copy pasted in different places in the code. So to easy management and for security reasons, we use a separate folder called config.env. And when we push this to a production level, we don't push this file. So if you see in here, you have my MongoDB URI, and no one uh, can see it in the GitHub projects or anywhere you deploy it, unless you have access for this server deployment side. Like nobody can see this in the GitHub, and it's easy to manage because all the if it's a this is the database connection. If you use email connections and other usernames and passwords to join your AWS buckets, or if you are using like Microsoft Azure authentication, there are tenant IDs and everything, uh, project IDs, everything can be stored in this config.env file securely. So we have stored it like this using a config.env file, and we have imported that connection that connection string like this, like process.env. That's how we have access it using this .env package we installed. And this is the db string. Like if you go process.env.atlas.uri, so if you see, we have this atlas.uri here, and this is basically the string, database string. And using this Mongo client class, we have created a client like this. So if you go close, you can see the options we have to send it. We have to send the URL string. So this is the URL string we got from the .env file, and also we have sent the options. These are optional things, but uh, I have added it. If it's not, like, if you can delete this and try out, like there are some warning errors, depreciated errors, something like this. So we can pass this to for this MongoDB client new instance, so new instance of the class. So using this client, you can see we have done this connection using this client.connect method. So inside the class there are methods, like using that method we have do the real connection. So if you see, like what we have done is we have exported two functions here, this getDB function and connect to server function. So these are the things that you should understand actually. So if you see module.exports, we have exported these functions separately. So at any place we can require this a connection.js file, and we can use this. So I will show you how we have used this. And if we go through this connect to server function, what has happened is, so here the function, it gets a callback as a parameter. So this function takes a function as a parameter. So callbacks is a separate thing. Like I have written an in detailed explanation on these callbacks. So you can, I will add that link as well uh, in this under this YouTube video. And let's see how we have sent another function as a callback, where at the place where we are using this, we can learn that one as well. So I will go through what has happened inside this function. So this function takes a callback uh, as a callback function as the parameter. So simply this function has defined like this. This is the definition of this function. It takes a function, another function, as a parameter. What has happened inside this function is it has executed this client.connect method. So this is the instance of the instance of a Mongo client we have created, Mongo client class. And using the client.connect method, the user have tried to connect for the database. Uh, if you over this, you can see this is also another callback which is coming from the MongoDB side. Like what happens is, if after we connect client.connect, it returns this function. So if there's an error in the connection, it returns the error, and if it's successful, it returns this db1. And here we can add a name of an instance for our database. Like if you go close, you can see create a new db instance sharing the current socket connection. So you can give this one, like if we didn't give this as my first database, like if we didn't give the database name in here, it will take the database name in the URI. So if I can show it, like if we didn't add it in here, like if we comment this out, and if we didn't add the database connection database name here, what happens is, like it will take the this one, it will take this one as the database instance name. So that's basically what happens in this one. If you see, like if there's error, what happens is, like uh, we give this error parameter, we take it from this function and we return it with the callback function. You will understand that one clearly after I am explaining like how we are using. If we see how we have used this connect to server function, you can be easily understand how we have used this callback. So in here what has happened is, like uh, from this connect method, it returns two parameters like error and db. So if there's error, what happens is we pass that error back to this callback function. So this is the server.js is the file where I have used this connect to server function. If we go like that, here they have used this connect to server uh, here. Machine is a bit slow, like yeah. So this method have been used in inside here. So there they have passed this function. You can see this is the callback function which is getting from this one inside this. Like this callback is replaced. That callback word is replaced by this entire function. And what happens is, like what happens is, it passes this error to this function. So it grabs this that passed error function like that, and we have a console log that one. To easily understand, what you can see is, like if we copy this one in here, what happens is, like when we are executing, actually happens instead of this callback, it comes like this function is coming. To easily understand, I'm saying it like this is coming as the parameter, and that this function gets this, like when executing, we execute this one, and when we execute inside, this error is replaced, this error which is returned from this callback. So this function get this error and it is logged in here. Like that's what happens inside this method. Like even though this is like few lines of code, like I haven't seen any of the that so-called software tutorial masters explain these things. They just code this one, and we also follow through that one, and we don't get to know what's really happening inside. So that this is how, like I'm trying to explain like how this happens. Like uh, this may be not 100% like accurate and clear to understand, but I'm trying my best. And what you can do is, you can try to do it by yourself, and you can comment on this comment section, and if there's something to clarify, you can add it on the comment section. So basically what happens is, as I said, like we use this connect to server uh, function where we declared in this connection.js file, and we send this function as a parameter for this connect to server function. And there inside this connect to server, it returns this error. If there's error only, if there's error, it returns this error. So we check if there's error. If there's error, we console log that one. And these upper parts are a kind of the same thing, like we have installed Express, and we have used that instance. Like in this project at this moment, like we haven't used this one, like these are used to convert this parameters to JSON, not parameters, actually URL responses to automatically convert into JSON and those kind of things. So for that one they have used Express, uh, and also this is app, the app is also instance of this Express. So this app is a express explanation. If you hover to this word, you can easily understand what this is saying. So create an express application. The express function is a top level function exported by the express module, and this course is also installed for the future use. Like this is for the, like there's something called cross-site errors, and to avoid those errors we install this course and we add it into the into our app to avoid this cause error. And this is how we have used the .tnv package we installed. So in there, like we have require.tnv.config, and this uh, we have added the path for the config.env. So here we can have it here. So that's how we have used and set up this .tnv package. So from anywhere we can use this mm, use this process.env and access to this config.env files. So that's what basically happening, like. And in here, like we have required this dbo using this uh, db/connection in here. So this file is being imported like that inside the server.js. So if all the methods we have implemented in here, this one can be accessed inside the server.js file. Uh, that's it. Like in all these Node.js applications, like Node.js is, we use it in a modular form. Like every time what we do is like we add functions like this, and we export it, and we import as it as a module, and then we use it. In here also we have imported this as a imported this in here using using require, and we have used it. So that's what basically happening. Like if we execute node server, actually this is my first video like this kind of explanation. So this is not, I think it's not 100% accurate, but I think you can get an idea, like at least how to go through a code and learn something. At least that one, I think mm, every one of you got an idea on that one. So if we give some time, it should show a message like this one, like server is running on the port. Maybe the internet connection is a bit slow and something like that. So let's see. Yes, it got connected. Like connected on port. And one thing I would like to add on this env file as well, like what happens is like when we host it to the, let's see we host this Node.js server to the Heroku, or I don't know, like that Heroku server or AWS server or Azure server. If we host it, like what we can do is we can separately add this env in the server side, in the in our server. We can log into our server, and if it's Heroku, like there's a separate place to add these envs. So we add this env, we add these parameters there inside our in after login to the server. We enter the username and password, and we there's a graphical user interface as well. And also we can do it using bash or whatever using command line. But what I have done is like we add it from the backend. This value is added in the backend, so nobody can't see this .env file. And inside it's used, like as I said, it's this is the only thing which is visible for every user, like if they looked at the code. So that's how we use this .env file. And of course I will add those things in the future, like when I get time, like I will add those kind of things as well as YouTube, as videos for my channel. So hope you guys liked this video, and I think this is a different kind of video that I try to explain. Like if you really go through this, if you really understand this code, like around 10-20% of the everyday use in kind of like this callbacks and all, like if you understand callback correctly, like it's like 10-20% of the day-to-day project code is covered. Like if you understand how this is, or like if you get to know, if you understood how this how we have imported this one here, you can write any number of functions like this and import it. And if you understand how this callback thing work here, how this has returned, and this error message, this error we have uh, catch from here, have replaced in here. So if you understood that one and how it's work, um, it's like more than 10-20% of the day-to-day JS is covered, I guess. So that's what this is. Same with this port as well. Like at default, it's going on 5000. Like if you want to give a separate port, we can add it into .env file. Like when we are hosting, like we do it for the production level. When we host it to the uh, production level, so we add this env file. So I hope to do that kind of like real kind of development exposure for everyone who have subscribed to my YouTube channel as well. So hope you guys enjoyed this, and hope I think you have learned something, or learn something. So hope you guys will subscribe to my channel, and also subscribe to my Medium account. Medium is a good place to learn, and it also supports the content creators, and it motivates the content creators like us. So stay safe, guys, and hope to see you soon with another video.